Okay, this is a quick video on how to install the new buffer board. The buffer board will look like this. It will have two sides to it. It will have the A for amplifier side and J for joystick side. If you remove the rubber, you'll actually see that there is connect to RA2, which is the amplifier, and connect to joystick, just to make sure that you've got it. But when it's assembled, we make sure that the A is on the correct side and the J is on the correct side. So simply what you'll need to do is disconnect the 16-way connector. On the back of your joystick, okay, you will have the 16-way connector and the 12-way. Obviously the 16 has more wires, so to dislodge that, you just need to press this little tab here, press down into it and pull, wriggle a little bit, and the connector will come out. Okay, once we've done that, you will need to install this little harness here now into the actual existing plug you take out. So what you'll need is a little tool like this. This is a simple watchmaker's flathead screwdriver, and what you do is you'll need to get to pin 1 and 2, and you can see that there's actually pin 1 written on top here, and pin 8 here, pin 9 and pin 16. We just need to get to this top row. To get to it, place your screwdriver in this little gap here. You'll see there's a gap between here and here. Just push in and open, and on the opposite side, and this little flap here will come up like so, which will expose the wires. These wires will still not come out because they're locked in, and what we're going after is wire 2 and 3. So what you do is, in this end here, you'll see the pins are at the bottom and there's a gap at the top. Place your screwdriver on a really steep angle like so. I've gone in, and as I'm pushing in, the angle decreases, but then you feel like a stop. And what I do is wedge up and then pull on the cable, and it releases it. What you're doing is there's a little catch that comes down here, and you're going underneath it and lifting it up. So pin 3 now, so lift and pull. So I'm pulling at the same time as I lifted that, so 2 cables out. So you have your harness, little harness supplied. This will be the 24 volt supply to this little board here. So on pin 2 we put the red wire in, which will be our 24 volts. So it just slides in into the empty hole, and pin 3 is going to be the black wire, which will be our ground reference. Sometimes it gets a little bit tricky, so you need to see what's happening here. You can see that's sitting a little bit high, so all I do is just push down on it and it goes. So both of these are inside, and all you do is take this little cover and lock it over. So now you've got our harness. So what you do is you take your little buffer board, plug it into the amplifier end. Okay, so this is where your old joystick, where the joystick was originally connected, now it's going into the buffer. And you will also get another harness with it, with exactly the 2 same ends. Then you plug that into the joystick end, click in, and then into the 16-way connector of your joystick. So basically it will be joystick into the harness, you can see, going to the buffer board, and that will obviously be all connected somewhere. And all there's left to do is take your 2 wires, your positive and your negative, and take that to your power supply. This will require 24 volts, which will come off the battery. We understand that the battery is probably going to be supplying a peak of 28. We have actually now compensated for that. The original version did not handle it, because the design was essentially to keep 24 volts only. So we connect that to a negative, now positive here, our power supply, flick that on, and that's roughly, you'll see there in the corner, 24 volts, maybe a little bit more, that's fine. As you can see, you'll get a slight glow on the box. So if I turn that off, or turn off, there's a slight glow. Now all that is there's a few power LEDs. So what I'll do is I'll quickly turn it off, disconnect it, and plug in the one without the rubber on it. Oops, joystick, amplifier, turn that on. As you can see, there's a couple of LEDs on there, and that's basically telling me that the device is functioning. So that's all there's to it.